Welcome to latest News Blaster. The music world is reeling after new reports surface that Beyoncé and Jay-Z have quietly gone their separate ways, just as Sean Diddy Combs once again finds himself in the courtroom, naming Jay-Z in the process. The timing, the tension, and the silence from both camps have only fueled speculation that one of the most powerful couples in entertainment may finally be done for good. For years, Beyoncé and Jay-Z represented the definition of success, power, and perseverance. Together, they built an empire that stretched beyond music, into fashion, philanthropy, and global influence. Yet behind the glamorous image, sources claim, the relationship had been crumbling for months, and Diddy's recent legal chaos might have been the final push that shattered the fragile peace between them. The power couple that defined an era. Since their early 2000s collaborations, when sparks first flew between a young Beyoncé Knowles and hip-hop's reigning king, Sean Jay-Z Carter, the two seemed unstoppable. Their chemistry was undeniable on tracks like Crazy in Love and '03 Bonnie and Clyde. Fans adored them, seeing in their union a symbol of love and ambition that defied the industry's odds. They married quietly in 2008, protecting their privacy while growing their family and fortune. But behind the success stories, whispers of strain often followed them. From Jay-Z's alleged infidelities to Beyoncé's cryptic lyrics in Lemonade, fans have long read between the lines of their music, sensing heartbreak hidden beneath the perfection. Still, every time rumors surfaced, the couple appeared stronger. Until now, the quiet separation. According to multiple insiders close to the pair, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have been living separate lives for several months. Their public appearances together have dwindled, and eagle-eyed fans noticed that Beyoncé hasn't been wearing her wedding ring in recent outings. One source described the situation as heartbreaking but inevitable. They've been trying to hold it together for the kids and for the brand, the insider revealed. But things reached a point where Beyoncé just couldn't do it anymore. She needed peace, and she wasn't finding it at home. Reports claim the couple agreed to keep the separation private for now, focusing on co-parenting their 3 children, Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir. Both continue to manage their joint ventures, including their entertainment company, but their personal relationship appears to have reached a quiet ending. Enter Diddy, the court drama that shook Hollywood. While fans were still processing the separation news, the entertainment world was blindsided again when Diddy's ongoing court battles took a dramatic turn. During recent proceedings, Diddy's name once again dominated headlines after he allegedly mentioned Jay-Z in connection with certain past business dealings that are now under investigation. Though details remain sealed, legal analysts believe the reference has placed Jay-Z back in the public spotlight, a position Beyoncé reportedly dreaded. Beyoncé has always been very protective of her image and her family, a close associate said. She didn't want any association with Diddy's mess. The timing couldn't be worse. As court documents continue to surface, online communities have exploded with speculation. Some suggest Beyoncé's decision to distance herself from Jay-Z wasn't just emotional, it may have been strategic. Social media erupts. Within hours of the reports, hashtags like #BeyoncéDivorce, #Jay-Z Exposed, and #DiddyCourtDrama were trending worldwide. Fans flooded Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram with theories, old video clips, and emotional messages. One user wrote, "If Beyoncé really left Jay-Z, I don't blame her. She gave him chance after chance. Queen deserves peace." Another added, "Diddy dragging Jay back into court drama is the last straw. Beyoncé's silence speaks volumes." As always, the Bayhive, the singer's fiercely loyal fanbase, rallied behind her. Many pointed to Beyoncé's recent solo appearances and cryptic captions as quiet signals of change. Signs were there all along. Fans looking back now realize the signs were subtle but constant. Beyoncé's recent tour moments, where she performed Me, Myself and I, and Irreplaceable with new intensity, suddenly feel like confessions. Her interviews grew fewer, her tone more introspective. At this year's Met Gala, Beyoncé arrived alone, an almost unheard-of move for a couple known to make synchronized fashion statements. Jay-Z, meanwhile, was photographed days later at a private event in Los Angeles, without his wedding band. "They've been preparing for this quietly," one entertainment reporter explained. "It's not a sudden breakup. It's a graceful exit that's been in the works for months." The emotional fallout. Behind the polished smiles and silent statements lies deep emotion. Beyoncé, known for channeling pain into art, is said to be in a reflective place, focusing on her children and music. Sources close to her studio team say she's been recording material that feels raw, personal, and free. "This could be her most emotional album yet," one insider teased. "She's processing everything through her art, just like she did with Lemonade. But this time, it's final." Jay-Z, on the other hand, is reportedly devastated but resigned. Those close to him describe a man who understands he may have lost something irreplaceable. "He knows Beyoncé's not coming back this time," a friend said. "There's a quiet sadness around him. He's keeping busy, but the pain is real." Diddy's court mention, the final trigger? Industry observers believe Diddy's courtroom statements might have been the final breaking point. After years of rebuilding trust and protecting their family image, Beyoncé reportedly felt blindsided by the renewed attention on Jay-Z's past connections. "She's worked too hard to be pulled into that world again," a music executive commented. The second Diddy's name appeared next to Jay-Z's in court papers. She saw where things were heading. She wanted out before the storm hit. The connection between Jay-Z and Diddy goes back decades, two moguls rising from the streets of New York to global fame. But, in the current climate, Diddy's name has become radioactive, and anyone linked to his ongoing cases risks scrutiny. Beyoncé's decision to step back could be as much about self-protection as self-preservation. The empire at stake. Beyond their marriage, Beyoncé and Jay-Z share an empire worth hundreds of millions. They co-own properties, businesses, and intellectual rights that intertwine their finances. Sources claim teams of lawyers have been quietly working behind the scenes to ensure a smooth and private separation process. Still, insiders stress that neither wants a messy divorce. "They're both smart, strategic people," one source explained. "They'll handle this with dignity. The love may have changed, but the respect remains." Reports suggest Beyoncé will retain control over her Ivy Park and music catalog interests, while Jay-Z will focus on Roc Nation and his investments. Their joint charity initiatives, especially those related to education and racial equity, are expected to continue. A love story redefined. Fans are mourning what feels like the end of a cultural era. For 2 decades, Beyoncé and Jay-Z were the blueprint of Black excellence, artistry, and ambition. They inspired countless artists and fans worldwide. But as one commentator wrote, maybe their greatest legacy isn't staying together. It's showing that even the strongest people have the right to choose peace over performance. Beyoncé's quiet grace throughout the situation has earned her renewed admiration. Her decision to walk away, not in scandal but in silence, reflects the strength she's always embodied. What happens next? Speculation is now shifting toward what comes next for both icons. Beyoncé is rumored to be preparing a solo documentary chronicling her creative rebirth, while Jay-Z has reportedly retreated into the studio, working on new material that addresses truth, loss, and legacy. Music insiders predict that 2026 could bring a creative explosion from both artists, born from heartbreak, honesty, and closure. "They've always turned pain into power," said one longtime producer. "This time won't be any different." As for Diddy, his ongoing legal troubles continue to unfold, and the potential ripple effects across the industry remain unpredictable. The fact that Jay-Z's name surfaced again ensures that the media spotlight isn't fading anytime soon. Fans react between sadness and respect. Across the internet, fans express mixed emotions. Sadness for the end of an iconic love story, but admiration for Beyoncé's courage to choose herself. A viral TikTok summed it up perfectly. "She gave us Lemonade. She gave us Renaissance. Now she's giving us liberation." Others believe this could mark the beginning of a new artistic chapter for both stars, with Beyoncé possibly entering her freedom era and Jay-Z re-evaluating his legacy. The future remains wide open. The silent goodbye. In typical Beyoncé fashion, there's been no official statement, no dramatic press release, just silence, and that silence speaks volumes. Her absence from recent public events, coupled with subtle social media hints, tells a story of quiet transformation. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has avoided interviews, focusing on his business moves while maintaining a low profile. The absence of denial from either side only deepens public conviction that the separation is real. When Beyoncé stops defending something, that means she's already moved on, one journalist observed. The legacy lives on. Regardless of where life takes them, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's legacy remains unmatched. They built something far greater than a marriage. They built a movement that defined a generation. Their music, their activism, and their cultural influence will outlive the end of their relationship. And perhaps that's the lesson hidden in this quiet ending, that even icons are human, that love can evolve, and that sometimes the most powerful goodbye is the one said in peace. In a year filled with celebrity chaos, this story stands out not for its scandal, but for its silence. Beyoncé's quiet separation from Jay-Z feels less like a breakup and more like an evolution, a woman choosing peace after decades of perfection. As Diddy's courtroom drama continues to unfold, and Jay-Z faces a new chapter alone, the world watches not with judgment, but with respect. Because in the end, Beyoncé's story isn't about loss. It's about liberation. And if history is any indication, she'll turn this heartbreak into yet another masterpiece. This moment will be remembered for years to come. If you were moved, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this report with your friends. More exclusive stories and emotional updates are on the way, so stay tuned.